All right, we're back for Changemakers 21. I'm here with Nick Atkins. How are you doing, Nick?
Fantastic. Thank you for having me, Jim.
Yeah, so Nick has been involved in the first two events we did, Streamathon, which was an event in support of small business, and he was involved in the Small Business Independence Day celebration that we did as Next Core, and then now this event with ReVitalize. He was so active in helping us find people that were community leaders, movers and shakers, small businesses that were doing good and potentially needed the awareness and the recognition. So we thought it only appropriate when we announced Changemakers 21 that one of the people that is a change maker and helped others be recognized as such should be featured on the show. So Nick, nobody in Australia or Europe or Africa or South America, wherever they happen to be watching this, knows who you are. So can you share a little bit about you, your background, what you do for a living, your family, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff?
So thanks, Jim. Yeah. So my name's Nick Atkins, 42 years young, this year. And my background is I've been in the industry formerly known as the Yellow Pages for 18 years. And we made a pivot, in our industry. We made a pivot towards small business software, helping local businesses win. Far too often we see all these huge corporations that you feel like are getting the customers. You see that, lots of big businesses are popping up all over the place. And it's like, what about, the local community? What about your neighbor that's running a business? So at Thrive, we created a small business platform just to help local business be able to provide a world-class customer experience. And there's nothing, that I'm more proud of, outside of my family, just to be a part of, just seeing, the help that, we're providing out there in the community. And again, making sure that those local businesses, survive and thrive. Uh, in regards to family, I have three boys, 9, 5, and 2. A beautiful wife that I've been married to for 7 years. And I don't know if I can say this anymore. I truly love what I do. I'm a sales trainer, so it's I'm out there every day in terms of coaching, providing guidance, advice for our folks that are out there, trying to help local business win. I mean, there is just no other way to put it. Our goal is to prop up, support, advise, and help remove roadblocks from local business so they can do what they want to do best, right? They don't want to be doing paperwork. They don't want to be writing up all these manual things, doing all these automated tasks, right? They want to be honing in at their craft. And that's what we try and do, is just get time back in their day.
Awesome. So I want to talk now. I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about your company and where you are and how you got there. But now I want to talk about you, because it's one thing to promote a company, and you do that and you do it really well. But you act in promotion of so many others. Each time we've done one of these events, I reached out to you. Who do you know that might be that person that we need to talk to? And let me just share with everyone how I got to know Nick. So Nick also works as a football coach and defensive, right, Nick?
Yeah. I
And
dabble
he's
in the offense, but I mean defense is just where you could just grit your teeth and and just cut loose and just get so excited and amped up with the boys.
yeah, and I've seen that from you. Nick actually is just a phenomenal coach. Really inspires and brings out the best in the kids, and I've seen that firsthand and seen the impact that it can have uh, on those young men and women and what they're able to do and how that transcends and I guess becomes even bigger than the game that they play, because those are life skills that they're teaching. And then on top of that, to see when I asked, hey, who do you know? The level of detail, hey, this person does this in the community and they're involved in that, and this is why they're a change maker. It was just so telling to me, because that's not part of your scope of work, right? That's not in
Yeah.
your business plan. It's not part of your compensation package. You're
Nope.
just involved in the community. And we started a Facebook group, oh gosh, maybe a year and a half ago, right at the beginning
Yep.
of of COVID that is now morphed into like a small business and entrepreneurs, small business leaders and support Facebook group. And there's over 1,000 members in there, and Nick is highly active in there. He's always giving advice and helping. And I've not once, and hopefully this doesn't get you in trouble at work, but I've never once heard you say or seen a comment in there that says that's why you need to talk to my company.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about self-promotion, and you don't do that. You're really involved. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Aside from being bred into you with your organization, why do you think the small businesses and the small business owners are so important? Why is that so crucial for you?
I mean, these are your neighbors, right? These are the people to where you coach their kids. These are people that you know. It's not just a face. It's not just a huge corporation. Those are people behind there. So something that was really important to my wife and I, and it's no disrespect to any of the folks that own a franchise or a major business or anything like that, but we made it a conscious decision that when we decided to eat out on nights or utilize curbside, we were going local, right? We were going local because they don't have those millions of dollars backing them to say, hey, we're going to help prop you up until we're out of this. um, those are those folks that are we're struggling just like each and every person in some form or fashion, whether it was being closeted up and not being able to get out, whether it was financially, whatever the case may be. So we want to do anything we could to just support the folks that we run into every day, right? We don't run into the CEOs of major corporations or Fortune 500 or Fortune 100 companies, but you do run into are people that are running that local deli or running that local restaurant, and I think it just opened us up just to a lot more variety and food. I'm going to do a plug here. I just have to do it. There's this place, Mello's Pizzeria, that's right connected right to Blue City Deli. If you haven't tried it, it is phenomenal.
And that's in
It's
St. Louis, right,
that's
Nick?
in that's in St. Louis. It's delicious, and we make it a thing to where once a month we try and make our way out there to go pick it up. I bring it back, and it's just phenomenal. I don't know if I would have found that if we hadn't been kind of searching like local restaurants and stuff like that in the area during the pandemic.
That's great, man. And those are the kind of things, like, I know that Mellows isn't one of your clients. It's just someone you found, and you're supporting them. So the life of I've talked to a couple of coaches. It seems like coaches seem to have the mindset that we're looking for, and they're always involved in a million things. But I know your schedule is crazy. Just trying to hook up with you for this interview was redonkulous. It was crazy. We couldn't get it in there. So you are involved in a lot of things, and you give back in a lot of ways, and you have a busy schedule. So I probably imagine you have somewhere in your mindset or mantra, no excuses. And I've heard you yell at the kids, or I mean, coach the kids and say that. But so what would you say to somebody that's maybe hearing your story and they're like, man, I can do that little bit. I couldn't do some of the things that I've heard other change makers do, but I can support local. I can do those things. How would you advise them to even get started being more active and involved in their community? What's the key steps?
I mean, I think the key step is you gotta take that first step. It's set a goal in terms of what you want to do and then go do it, right? If it's I want to frequent local business a little bit more often, at least once a week. So instead of me going to McDonald's or Pizza Hut or Domino's or something like that, I'm going to find a local business, to put my money towards. If I want to volunteer, it's hopping on Google and finding ways that you can volunteer or contribute. I think it's that first step that you have to take, because a lot of times it's I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And by the time we look up, it's December 31st, and now you run out of time to get it done this year. So if you don't write it down in terms of what you want to achieve from a goal perspective, or what you want to contribute. I mean, one of the biggest things that we got in our house now is we have a calendar on our board, so where we know, hey, here's what's going on for the month of July. It's all written down, it's color coded. That way, there's no confusion as to, like, for today, right? I'm like, board was clear, we're good, right? It's clean sailing. I don't have any other commitments that I need to worry about. Just got done with a training class, but no other commitments, but I think it's just saying, am I going to do it? Same thing with, am I going to start working out? Am I going to walk more? It's, are you going to do it, or are you going to keep putting it off? And I know that's probably a little bit different than contributing, but it's just narrow it down and find something that you want to do to contribute in the community, and then go do it. As you know, my biggest thing, you know, whether it is, connecting you with some folks that I think are doing some great things in the community. My biggest thing is, it's of course, like, I love giving back to these kids and coaching football. I mean, that's one of the things where I find time to carve out to make sure I can be there, contribute, help, support, um, uh, be a positive influence, on those guys, and not and not tell them they're doing something great if they're not, right? I think that's really important. I think nowadays sometimes it's, hey, you did that really good, and I'm not talking about the words you're giving your best effort. If you're not, I don't. You're doing a disservice to somebody by telling them you did great, right? When they know they, kind of did it halfway, they did it halfway, but you're like, way to go. You're not helping anybody. So
Right.
it's, I'm gonna get on you, but I'm gonna hug you too. Right. So it's, you're gonna know that I care. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. You're just gonna know that I care. And last thing I guess I'll say on this piece here is, we've gotten lots of gift cards. Like, I think you talked to Denny. Like, we had gift cards, and stuff like that to Main and Mill. And what I wanted to, what we started or thought about doing during the pandemic is saving my gift cards, right? I didn't save my gift cards until we were kind of out of, or use my gift cards until we are out of the pandemic, because I wanted, you know, to help with an influx of new cash that was coming in. So he could keep, his employees employed. He can keep, running and doing like these little side things in terms of letting them shop at the restaurant. And I know this isn't about Denny, but I mean, it's just like the things that, I didn't even know that he was doing when I was, kind of connecting you guys, just blew me away. And
For sure.
it's I think being around people like that just motivates you to do more. I think that's part of what
That's
it
great.
is.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And it's I'm really glad you're able to be on here and make time. Again, I think you're an example of what a change maker could and should be. Not only are you inspiring the youth to be better, you're giving them honest, critical feedback, teaching them values, and then supporting your community and making a difference. I can't tell you how many businesses I've been introduced to by Nick that I now do business with. And I know I'm not the only one. So you are a change maker in the small business community in St. Louis and now globally with your expansion. So congrats on your success. Congratulations on being the first class of Changemakers 2021. And we'll be back with more Changemakers after this, guys. Thanks again, Nick, for being here.
Appreciate
And
it, man.
more to come. Stay tuned.
All right, thank you.